My first recollection of the supernatural, although, please understand, it was nothing if not natural to me, was when I was around 5 years old. The night was bitter, and as I huddled under a musty mountain of overcoat blankets, I watched my brother's misty breath flurry and disappear as he slept. Turning to the window, my heavy eyes sought out boats and trees, and other such little boys' fancies in the icy condensation of the hopscotch panes. Mum was working. She cleaned hospital floors in the night, to creep up on the germs when they least expected it. Helen had put us to bed, and would look in on us soon. I screwed my eyes up tight and hoped for sleep that she wouldn't betray me to Mum. Boo! I caught my breath, startled, wide awake as a familiar swish of dark hair in the half-light revealed the identity of my bedtime playmate. I waited, open-eyed now, anticipating the butterflies in my tummy when she did it again. I could hear stifled giggles under the bed. Wait for it. Boo! This time, Mary's shiny, pink face popped up in the front of mine. We both laughed, and Tim stirred. Shh! I hissed, oblivious to the fact it was my laughter that had disturbed him, not hers. I must have been one of the very few children that looked forward to bedtime. Mary was one of the several friends who came to play when I was tucked up and the house was still. She had big brown eyes and lashes like cows I saw at my granny's cottage in Wales. Her hair was cut short in a thick bob, and I judged her to be around the same age as myself. It didn't occur to my childish mind to ask how she got into my room, or where she hid when we were disturbed. I didn't know that she was dead. I didn't know what dead was. We were friends, and the details were irrelevant. I had other friends like Mary. We played together in my den at the bottom of our council house garden on Eva Road. I had almost forgotten those days. Plimsolled feet striking parched earth, dirty cheeks burning hot, and stinging palms disturbing the cool willow curtain where my companions hid in leafy shadows. Can I have a plaster? Mum eyed me suspiciously from the washing line. What for? I hurt my knee, I lied. She spat on her hanky and scrubbed the first layer of dirt from the indicated area. It's not bleeding. You'll live. A pat on the bum and I was on my way, head hanging. I just wanted to fit in with my friends. Kevin had a bandage on his head, and Derek wore leg irons. Kevin said he had a brown pony called Chancer, but he never brought it to show me, so I wasn't convinced. Helen said ponies weren't for little boys because they cost lots and poo loads. Sally told me how she used to have a really bad tummy ache, but then it went. I decided to pretend that I banged my knee, not wanting to be the odd one out. Sally had long blonde plaits tied with big blue bows. Her gingham dress was always clean no matter how long we played on the dusty floor. Her eyes were the palest blue and her eyebrows almost white. She said I was lucky to see my mum every day. Her grandma took her to see hers sometimes, but when she got there, she didn't think her mum could see her, although her baby brother would sometimes smile in her direction. She just wanted her mother to know that the tummy ache was all better now. She didn't want her to be sad. I told her my mummy got sad sometimes too. Strange to recall now that I so yearned to be like my spirit friends, when before long I would be trying to ignore them all in a bid to fit in with my peers at school. Back then there was a comic book character called Casper. He was a friendly, white lump with a wispy tail who floated along and got into all kinds of mischief. I liked the cartoon, but made absolutely no correlation between this ghost and the people I saw. I knew they were not quite the same as my mother and my siblings. Not so solid. But they were just people and not spooky at all.